Let's get to it. This is right here.
It's 1 in the afternoon. It's very.
I thought that was the sun. I'm
good. Cozy Kelly. Alexa, how many calories in armadillo? I'm sorry. Cheers and welcome to From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general. I'm Paxton Eugene. And, Sunset Kelly on the ones and twos. A little under the weather.
No,
Kelly?
I'm all right. No, it's just...
We got a lot of stuff coming up. Better safe than sorry, so we took last night off. We're recording for you quickly on Tuesday afternoon. Now, since it is a Tuesday afternoon, I'm enjoying a coffee.
Good.
By our sponsor, Thai Bean Art and Coffee Bar right here on beautiful Tybee Island, Georgia. If you're ever down here, go get yourself some coffee. Warm up with a nice latte. Cool down with an Americano. And I'm having the Dancing Goats blend, which I grind in my own grinder.
Wow.
I put it in my Chemex. I boil a kettle of water. You pour it over it.
Do you call out your own name when it's ready?
When it's what?
When it's ready, do you call out your own name? Paxton!
Paxton!
We got a Paxton.
Delicious. Kelly, you're my friend. I know you pretty.
I like to think so.
I know you pretty good. Kelly's my friend.
He's my best friend. He's my pal. He's my homeboy. My rotten soldier. He's my sweet cheese. My good time boy.
Tell me something.
Oh boy.
I want you to tell me something.
I'll try.
You've gone to a bar before, hadn't you?
Couple.
You ever gone to a bar and sat down
Sure.
to get a drink?
Yes.
You ever gone to a bar and sat down and the bartender comes up and says, "Hey, would you like something to drink?"
Yes.
All right, we're going to workshop here, okay?
Okay.
Would you like something to drink, sir? Give me your first answer.
Well, traditionally, I already know what I want. I'm not really exploratory
Sure,
when it comes to drinking.
Okay,
honestly.
so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the old days, it'd be a Captain and Coke.
So you'd say, "I'd like a Captain and Coke."
Yeah.
All right, let's say you didn't want to order a
tall,
drink.
double tall, whatever.
Let's say you didn't want to order a drink right away. Right. I said, "Hey, would you like something to drink?"
Can you give me just a second? I haven't been here before, so you got a lot of options.
There you go.
Can you give me a few minutes?
All right, just to jerk it off, one more answer that's not the same as the first two. Hey, would you like something to drink? There you go. Okay. Those are all three pretty acceptable answers, I think, you know. Answers I'm not upset with. Answers that don't seem...
Even the clueless.
Yeah, huh? That's even fine. Here you go. So, couple walks in yesterday, or 2 days ago now. And so, husband and wife, and they come and sit down. We're not busy. I'll roll over. I said, I'll be right there in a second. I'll walk over. I say, "Hey, would you guys like something to drink?" And the wife, who, by the way, is a river monster,
Oh, boy.
goes, "Well, this ain't a bar, ain't it?"
Well, now, not to be chippy, but I could shoot back with it. Now, when I say shoot back, I could respond with that, but it'd be more trying to be a little endearing. That's what I'm here for, cowboy. Something like that.
That would be fine, but when you say this is a bar, ain't it? Yeah. Well, never fucking mind then. Maybe I don't want to get you anything. Why? Now, if it had been an amount of time that they had been sitting there, like waiting on a drink, well, this ain't a bar. This is a bar, ain't it?
Yeah.
All right, I get that.
Yeah.
You know, you might be a little chippy because you waited, but...
Well, not chippy. I didn't mean chippy in the sense like asshole.
Well, no, just
I meant like
playful, ball breaking.
Yeah. Hey.
That's fine. When you say, "Well, I ain't here for the soup."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine. But you know, the packaging of it, you know, you got this couple and the wife's a river monster and the man's like a lummox, if you know what those are. And but the thing was, it was so weird. This gnarly couple had the cutest French bulldog I've ever seen. I was like, that must be a kidnap job. That must be like raising Arizona or something like that.
It might be their kid. You know, that there's those couples where their dog is their kid. Or it's better than any kid they ever had.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I don't know, man. I've seen some ugly parents make pretty kids, you know?
Yeah, no, I just be like, their kids suck.
Yeah. Oh, the ones that aren't in jail?
But not Coach Dabo Sweeney. Yeah. or Kirby Smart, I should say.
Well, if this speaks to, all right, you know, that was my very first interaction with them. So they ended up getting Coors Light and a Miller Lite. pretty standard stuff, whatever. But if this tells you to the level of I don't know, like social acumen or intelligence of these two people, some time passes, and someone just randomly is like maybe it popped up on the television for a second. People were like, "Oh man, it's too bad about those Cali wildfires," like.
Yeah.
This person said, "Lots of devastation. I feel bad for everyone out there." Here comes River Monster's husband.
Oh boy.
Piping up with this gem of a sentence. Now let me know what you make of it. He said, "Oh, them Cali fires, well, we ain't going to have to worry about that after January 20th.
Because the big water hose that is Donald Trump's going to come in.
I was like, well let's unpack this. Let's unpack this really quick. You're not going to have to worry about that after January 20th. Is God coming down from heaven on the 20th to stop it on the day of the inauguration? Or is he going to ask all these countries that we're really friendly with for help? Is he going to get water from the Gulf of America to help us? And not to be political, but I was just like, to say the sentence.
Somebody had to say it.
To say the sentence, you won't have to worry about that after. What else will I not have to worry about? Earthquakes?
A lot of things.
Are all earthquakes? That's amazing.
Number one, I mean, without seeing this couple, I can see this couple. Yeah. And two, compared to some of the things that I've watched on YouTube and all, it's not surprising. I've heard any variations. Call it straight up blaming the governor and all that. Or if Trump had been in office the last 4 years, this wouldn't have happened.
They wouldn't have thrown that cigarette on the ground.
Or those fireworks on New Year's, whenever this supposedly may have started.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's theories already in place.
Well, God started, God can put it out, okay?
But it's funny. Now it's turning the whole thing into that thing. But at least maybe we can talk about it later. But I could see this couple.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you know what they look like.
I've had him in the cab.
You know what they look like aside from the dog.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had him in the cab before.
Not saying if you're an old, crotchety, ugly couple that you're not allowed to have a cute dog, but typically it would be a cute, like, rescue-looking dog, not a boutique, bespoke Frenchie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. Been to Walmart in a while. Ain't a lot of kids riding in those kid carriers sometimes in the front.
That's true. But then it might be, it might be a little cutesy thing, but it's not just a brindle, purebred little French bulldog,
No, I'm with you.
I bet his name was like Major or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. That's what I said. Yeah. There was somebody there was a couple we had in the breezy year. This is years ago now, but that's where they had this dog. And you could tell this is one of those dogs that just is carried around. Probably gets put down on the ground to pee, poop, and then scooped up back immediately after they pick up the pee and the poop. Also probably because a hawk would snatch this thing up and take it away. But anyway, dogs tend to like me. I don't flatter myself when I think that. Dogs, even the ones that people go, yeah, they pretty much dig kill. Sunset. And this dog just hops right in my lap. And they're like, "Oh, you do mind?" I'm like, "No, I don't care. As long as it's not trying to jump out the window or something." But so who do we got here? And the dog's name was Coach Nick Saban. Coach Nick Saban.
Shut the
I shit you not. And I was like,
hey Nick, no, that's his middle name.
Coach Nick Saban, all three words. Had to say all three. Hey, what's up there, Coach? Coach Nick Saban. I got corrected.
I'm not even mad at that.
Coach Dabo Sweeney. I've heard Coach Dabo Sweeney and Coach Kirby Smart.
I'm not even mad at that.
No, but I've also heard Dabo and Kirby.
But with Coach in front of it?
Coach. All three words.
That's the new Live, Laugh, Love. That's the new rubber duckies in your Jeep.
Well, it brings up, like when you said the dog's probably called Major.
Yeah.
Because I've seen dogs like that before. That's Major James over there.
Right.
Named after my granddaddy. Or something like that. But
so is
but the couple themselves, terrible. just terrible. Great dog, great name. I'm even with it though I'm not an Alabama fan. That's a cool name, Coach Nick Saban.
I'm not mad at that name at all.
Out the back door, Coach
Nick Saban. If it was just Nick Saban, I'd have a
little more zealot.
Yeah, I'd be a little like, oh, that's kind of gay, or whatever.
But whatever they put me through, which they really didn't. But as far as like just kind of being one of those couples, they were that couple across from you that night.
So it must be the in vogue thing to put Coach blank blank for your dog instead
whatever
of just
your team is.
Well, because Clint named his dog Dooley, but he didn't name it Coach Vince Dooley.
My stepmom Pam's got a lab named Munson. I've seen Herschel's out the wazoo.
You know what? I'm gonna say it right here. It's okay to have the last name.
Run it.
Or Coach blank blank.
I just
not just the name.
And this was like 5 years ago.
Dang.
I got the biggest giggle out of that. I was like, that's a great damn name.
That's the dog version of putting rubber duckies in the front of your Jeep nowadays. Nobody knows why they do it.
I don't know. I've gotten a Clemson and Georgia and a Bama fan, you know, waiting for balls, but I don't even know who their coach is.
Are you familiar with firefighters?
Yeah.
You know what they are? They fight fires.
Yeah.
You know what EMTs are? They ride in the ambulance.
They run in when we're running out.
You know what cops are? You've heard of all these trades. You've heard of all these occupations.
Yeah.
It was I don't know, maybe like a Thursday morning. And I went to the Chews at about 10 a.m.
That's early.
And when I got there, the ambulance was parked where it would get gas, you know. And I walked into the store. I opened the door. And the two EMTs were in line waiting to, go up to the register. 10 a.m. Thursday morning. Absolutely housing hot dogs in the line. I mean, seagulling hot dogs, throwing these boys down. It was a man and a woman. So I was like, oh, they must have been on shift all night. Mm-hmm. And, 10 a.m. seems like time for a hot dog.
Sure.
Unless you just woke up. But, some people like to have hot dogs for breakfast.
Is it a sausage or is it a hot dog?
I'm not judging their food choices.
Sure, of course
I'm thinking about their future.
Okay.
Okay? And I'll tell you why. And I'm not talking about the distant future, okay? So I go in, I get my stuff, and I walk out, and, I have a brain, and it starts to think.
Yeah.
It starts to create a little narrative in my head. Yeah. All right, so they're housing these hot dogs. The tank is filled. They get back in the ambulance. Here comes a call over the radio. We've got a welfare check, 7th floor of the so-and-so old folks home. Elevator's broken.
Right.
So now they show up to this old folks home. They have to get to the 7th story without an elevator. So they're carrying gurneys and equipment up 7 flights of stairs with couple of sausages in their bellies, hot dogs with mustard and cheese, and then they find grandma up there decaying away.
Did you say whether they looked physically fit before? Like
they both looked totally
they could do it without
fit.
All right, so one wasn't like 5 to 300 pounds.
Fit late 20s,
okay, all right.
Early 30s.
Okay.
They did not look like they housed hot dogs every morning at 10 o'clock,
Gotcha.
is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I was just thinking about their future. Would you want to run up 7 flights of stairs with...
I mean, if you signed up for it, I mean, that's what you signed up. It wasn't like you lost
fine.
on a game
all right,
show.
let's say you're physically fit and you get up the seven stories of stairs, and then you walk in and see grandma beheaded.
It's like the old adage, like no swimming kids 20 minutes after you eat. You know, no matter if it's a popsicle. My mom would be on me. If I ate a fudgesicle, it's like you can dangle your feet in the water. No, I understand what you're saying.
That's why you're still alive today, because she cared.
Barely, but. I get what you're saying. Do I want to run up 7 flights of stairs after shoveling down 2 hot dogs?
And discover a decaying body?
But maybe that's why they were shoveling down those hot dogs, because their day's so damn busy. It's like, we have to eat these things like it's a race.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think they were in there like, let me...
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, of course you don't want to go running. Dude,
anytime you drive, if it's 11:30 on pretty much any weekday and you drive past our Mexican restaurant down here on Tybee, there's going to be 3 cop cars out there.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, luckily we don't have a lot of surface streets where they're going to be chasing criminals, but imagine housing one of those bacon burritos and then having to chase a perp for like 3 blocks.
It's a risk.
You're not going to feel good. It's occupational hazard what you have for lunch.
I mean, it's like sometimes you got to fire your weapon. You don't want to, but it's part of the job. You don't do it every day. But yeah, I'm certain there's times where you eat at the wrong time and you get that call like, oh, God. Especially like in July.
Oh, buddy.
Now, granted, they have some ATVs to help them out.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's going to turn into a foot race. Unless you just run them over with the ATV. And hoofing it through that sand after some skinny, barefoot redneck, from wherever. And I've seen some of our cops. Some of them look like maybe. But the others, they're not getting them. This guy gets around the bend, he's gone. Thank God radios are faster. That's my rant. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Who wants to house a giant burrito and then chase a perp for 16 blocks?
Yeah, that's a fear factor or something.
But also, man, these EMTs, they were like pretty young and fit looking. The only other thing I was thinking about was like, They probably have PTSD or they're probably so what's it called? Exposure therapy to like gore, like like
on some
bones
level.
sticking out of things and like smells.
For every shortness of breath they get it called, there's some stuff that's real.
Well, yeah. So they're probably
we see
a little hot dog sitting in your belly when you see like a couple fingers pointing in the wrong direction, or I don't know.
Any nettle, just
or a backhoe stuck in your back end. They're like, well, whatever. They're still they're finishing the dog.
Gag reflex, it's like a coroner who sets a sandwich down on a body. You know, ever see that in the movie?
That is.
That
is sort of like a movie trope. Yeah, that's true.
All of it. It's just the spirits left the body at this point. So there's something interesting. Go look at this when they put the hoagie down on their pelvis.
Literally on their pelvis.
And like that here in his gums. See that shiny? They don't care. Desensitized, whatever you want to call it, but yeah.
Well,
I don't know. We got from dog on a bar stool to this, but here we are.
We cover it all, baby. I know you've dealt with this before too, but on this, so the day with the dog on the bar stool sort of thing, and then it kept it kept staying crazy that day. Like it stayed crazy.
Okay.
And but so in between, the everything will be fine January 20th. After January 20th, and my Karen, which will come up in a little bit, there was this. We started being like, some of the staff started talking about like, like their crazy magnet. Like if one shows up, if someone else shows up who might not necessarily be crazy, but they start osmosing the craziness off of the person that's already there being crazy, that they turn into that. So we were like, some of the staff were like, have you seen this girl lately? She's, got this hair color, and, we start describing her, and almost to the moment that we're describing her, like how the devil appears when you speak of him. Yeah. And this other employee and I are talking about it, and here she walks up.
Oh, what?
We're like, oh, wow, that was a seance summon right there.
Okay.
All right. Here we are. She looks like she's just coming out to smoke, though. I'm at the outside bar. She looks like she's just coming out to have her a cigarette.
Young or old?
So,
Young or old?
Can't tell because she has gray when she shouldn't, I think. She's got gray in weird places on her head. Okay. It's a weird thing.
I think I know. I see it.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Is she crazy? Have I described her well about being crazy? Well, anyway.
All right.
So she's chatting with Jan 20 couple a little bit. Oh, I love meeting new people, all this. And I don't know her. Like, she has no idea who I am. 100% I know that. Yeah. Like, as not saying like I'm Paxton, but which bartender I am, or how long I've worked there, or if she's ever seen me before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cleared out at this moment. It's just the Jan 20 couple and Gray Crazy. And maybe like 2 or 3 other people. And I hear from the rafters a cascading of words that didn't make sense to me. Okay. I hear, well, hey there, skinny mini. And I'm like writing something down. I'm polishing a glass. I'm doing something. Well, hey there, skinny mini. And my back's turned. And then all of a sudden I hear the river monster go, well, is he just going to ignore you? So I was like, if they are talking about me, I should keep my back turned just to.
This is
but I turned and looked, and Crazy Gray is staring bullets into me. She goes, hey, skinny mini, I was just trying to say you're looking good.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, me? Because I definitely don't know her. I mean, obviously I know who she is because her crazy precedes her.
You're not ignoring the compliment. You're not doing anything. You just didn't know she was talking to you at all.
Yeah, because like this is literally like the third fattest I've ever been. So I'm guessing that I'm sure she's mistaken me for another bartender. But I'm like, who? So I'm just very confused. She goes, I only give out 1 compliment a day, and that was it. And I was like, okay. And I give her the sign language thank you. She thinks I'm blowing her a kiss. So, this.
Yeah.
She goes, too late for that. I was like, I'm not trying to blow you a kiss, lady. I'm also not. I don't know if she has a super country accent like I'm making right now.
Doesn't matter. That's how you hear.
Yeah. The most aggressive, meanest compliment I think I've ever heard.
Dude. People,
do you know the mean compliment?
I don't know. Yeah. The one where you don't think they're literally talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm doing my job, whether it's driving the cab or not, or listening to the radio. They're commenting about the radio, but they're not saying, "Hey, Mr. Cab Driver, what's your name?" or "Hey, Mr. Cab Driver, what do you think?" You know, they're not. They're just throwing out a question, and there's somebody else in the car. Okay, so I know they're not. You know, they're probably talking to their buddy in the back seat.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I think the finger on the shoulder. And I'm like, yeah. No,
are you not listening?
Yeah, I was asking you, don't you like this song? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to your neck. And it was almost kind of along those lines. I've had that dozens of times.
I've had
Dozens of times.
those specifically a million times, because if your back's turned, especially if you're at a bar and your back's turned and there's 10 people out there and someone goes, well, what kind of soup do you like? I don't think they're fucking talking to me.
Yeah, I mean, I get it from the back of the. Now we have the van. You know, we have people, all 7 or 8 people in there sometimes, and the very packed person in the back wants to ask me a question. You know, and there's 6 people between us. You know, I don't ignore anybody until they piss me off. You know, but not the first question. But then you're, like you said, you're backpedaling all of a sudden. Now the rest of your evenings trying to make it look like you're an asshole, not an asshole.
You do try. Well, there is an overcorrection that sometimes happens if you give any sort of shit about their experience or whatever. But this lady, I didn't care if she thought I liked her or not.
Right.
But you're in the cab, you're like, oh, sorry, man. Yeah. Maybe if you'd have said, hey, I'm the guy all the way in the back, Mr. Cab Driver.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to the 8 people between us.
Hey, Rick, ask the cab driver about who this song is, or whatever. Yeah, or whatever the case may be.
Or what's going to be open whenever I leave at 2:00 tomorrow.
But like I said, the compliment thing, I've had that happen when there's just 2 other people in the car. Could be. I'm not say compliment like, "Hey, you're sexy up there in the front." Whatever the case be, I like your hat, jacket, shirt, whatever. And that's what.
Oh well, I guess he doesn't like me. He's not answering me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. You're fucking talking to me.
I did. Yeah, I thought you were talking to Janine in the back seat.
And I might not talk to you if I make that decision. If I make that decision.
No, all breezy guys are great guys. Bro, come on.
Except this one.
Yeah.
He looked really comfortable, but goddamn, was he an asshole?
Yeah.
But boy, was he obtuse.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Hey there, skinny Manny. Me? Just really? Skinny Manny?
Well, I get called Big Guy all the time, but it's only because I'm the guy. I'm the lead dog. I'm the one running the show.
Oh, I can't find the drop. Oh well. Well, anyways, right after her came the. Oh shit.
Shit.
It's the Karen of the week.
It's the Karen of the week. Oh shit. Now, not really that much of a Karen. It was just I wanted to play the the music, which I didn't have ready on my phone, but I'll stick that in post production. So Skinny Minnie, or Crazy Gray, she's had her cigarette. She's given her one compliment for the day.
Yeah. And
she rolls out. So then a big group of my friends show up, people that I wanted to see there. You know, your Pats and Nettos and Jake's and Emily's. And so they're all there, and here comes female Tyrone Biggums. 24. I'll put a photo of Mr. Tyrone Biggums up on the screen at this point. I'll let that start off. Female Tyrone Biggums with her 2, I want to say handlers, because at first I didn't think they were going to be her handlers at all. I thought they were going to release her. I thought they were going to essentially drop her off on the front door of our homeless shelter. Essentially, I thought was what was going to happen.
I've been hanging out there 14 years. I never really thought about it that way.
I mean, and that's happened. You know, that's happened.
Bus stop. You're just like, we're going to drop him at booze.
She'll blend right in.
Buses come and go. Don't leave them know they're here for 2 or 3 hours.
I mean, that dude you tried to pick up the other night probably got dropped off. He's like, I don't know where I am.
I'm sorry. Karen of the week.
So they drop off Karen Tyrone Biggums III at what is essentially the homeless shelter of Tybee. And she comes up. She's not ordering any drinks. She's already got a Corona Light in her hand. And then she goes, now listen. The first person she sees, she goes, now listen, I used to smoke crack, so I might be a little annoying. But I won't be the most annoying one here. Am I right? So I didn't hear this when it first comes out of her mouth. But I turn around and someone walks up to me and goes, so she said she used to smoke crack. I'm like, when? Yesterday? So now my interest is piqued. I'm in. I'm like, female Tyrone Biggums. She loves to smoke crack, Joe Rogan. And I think I tasted egg and some nutmeg in there. Oh, it's the greatest thing. So the male portion of her handlership orders 2 shots of tequila. One for him and one for someone he knew, whatever. Not for Tyrone Biggum. Female Tyrone Biggum. So it's a solid I was on a double that day, basically. So it was a solid 4:30 in the afternoon. Not the time for a lot of, hey, girl, let's see some tits. Now, this is Karen and one of our employees. One of our employees kind of did a little, hey, guys, because, like I said, a bunch of our friends that we like that we want to hang out with showed up.
Yeah.
Hey, boys. So crackhead Karen was like, ooh, show me one titty and I'll buy you something. I'm like, Karen Biggums, it is 4:30. Your crack hasn't worn off yet. So now this is starting to spread to her handlers. So I'm like, oh shit. This is where her handlers start being like, oh, we've made a mistake bringing her anywhere. Now we're going to leave her on this front porch.
The plan's not to bring her back with them.
Yeah, that's what it seemed.
On the bus,
that's what it seemed like in the beginning. But they start participating in the wanton visualization of human titties at 4:30 in the afternoon, with the 2 families eating slices of pepperoni pizza behind them. So they start participating. They start ass grabbing. Now this is the female handler. So this is all going on, and Karen goes, "We need to get some shots for these ladies." Because she thinks that like alcohol absolutely immediately, in her world it immediately equals the presentation of memories.
Yeah. Okay.
She has many memories of seeing memories after even just the smallest amount of donation of alcohol. I hear her, but I'm not gonna make her a bunch of shots to pass around the bar because I haven't seen her wallet yet. If it exists,
you're right.
I don't know if any of her handlers are going to be like, oh, no, we don't even know her. We just brought her up here.
Yep.
So anyways, long story short, all this time goes by, and every time I walk by any person who even has a moment to give me eye contact when they're not paying attention to her, everyone, I'll look them in the eye and they go, everyone's like, are you hearing this sort of thing? I'm like, oh, yeah, now I am. I'm fully locked in. At first,
eye sign language is just the best. Yeah.
My roommate calls that eye hustling.
Perfect. Yes.
The eye sign language.
I will keep that. Yes.
So, oh God. So I go. I'm like, yes, I'm seeing this. I'm hearing this, and I'm fully locked in now. I'm into it now. Right. I want it to continue outside of asking for titties because it is like it's becoming like 5 o'clock now.
Okay.
And there are people. There are people eating and stuff. So I go inside and since we didn't have a food runner, I ran a few tables of food, right? And I come back out, poof. Karen and her 2 handlers are gone. And I was like, they left? What the hell happened? I'm trying. Oh, he's got another one already. I'm like, they left? What's happening? So they go, yeah, the 2 people that she came with, they walked up to her and said, honey, you're acting kind of crazy. We need to leave. Let's get out of here.
Okay. So they're out. Peace. Good riddance. Thank God. Did they have a tab?
The 2 shots?
Yes.
They didn't pay for? I will eat that. Don't care.
Understood.
Get that out of here.
Gotcha. Worth Totally worth the price. Yeah.
100%. I was not going to go attempt to chase them down for $12.
Yep. They can exit right through the gift shop. Yeah,
but think about that turnaround of they're participating in the ass grabbing and titty and asking for titties. They brought her. I was sure that it was an abandoned puppy situation. They were gonna drag her up there.
Yeah. I think it's just a reminder that no matter how savvy, how many scenarios you or I've seen in various vocations,
we start
just when
trying
you think,
to profile. We could be
absolutely,
wrong.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I dare I say I've been wrong more than a few times.
I've been
not in a malicious way, but didn't think it was going to go that way, and it went way better. Monetarily, and somebody actually saved the day between the 2 or 3 or 4, 5 of them, whatever.
I've been real wrong about those things before.
I bet, and that renews my little faith in humanity every now and then. I'm not saying it wipes it clean, but
yeah. But what we've learned here is that you can party, have a good time, and still take your crackhead friend out of there when they start to act a little crazy.
Yeah.
Both can exist. I didn't think they could before.
Well, and I'll keep my little. I'll call it Karen. This happened to me Saturday night as I was finishing up my night. It was okay. I did it by myself because it's just that time of year. And I had some busy moments and all that, but I had a decent night. But I knew I had some people down at the South End. Well, anyway, the Quarter Bar is closing at 2:00 these days. For people who don't know,
are they? Oh, yeah. That's
they
good
are closing
service.
An hour early, so that kitchen 1:45, baby.
There you go.
So they're taking that last
they
hour
should
off.
during this time of year, anyways.
Regardless, and I don't think it's coming back, to be honest.
Really?
But point in case,
good.
When Dave wants you out of there, that ain't no lingering around. It's 2:00, lights are on, tabs are settled, you're out the door. Doesn't matter if you're my brother. That's how the quarter is. Door's locked at 2. So there's this lady who's somewhat regular on Tybee, but she apparently had to move off the island. She's out there and she's stuck. It's 30 degrees. I get it. It's cold and all that. But I figured I'm dumb staying on Tybee. She gets in with this. Dave calls for her because she's lost her phone. She gets in the car with this kind of, and I know who she is, and I was like, "Where are you going?" She goes, "Home." And I'm like, "Well, where are you staying on the island these days?" She goes, "I'm going downtown." And I was like, "No, you're not." This is like at 2:20. I still got people out. Poos has still got people. Stand Bar still got people.
Yeah.
And this chick's being lippy, and she's in one of those. I mean, what I should have done was taken her to the police station. And said when she sleeps, she needs to sleep this off here. Don't arrest her, but she just can't be.
Out in the streets.
Out in the streets.
Cold.
Cold. Yeah. Or I would even call her a cab.
Yeah.
But she's in one of those. I'm not getting out. And I'm like, I'm not trying to get you out, but I'm trying to tell you I can't take you downtown. And but she's got the arms, the 3-year-old child, obstinate child thing going on.
She's probably super sober too.
No. Oh God. Now, granted, like I said, she's a regular. Every breezy driver knows who this chick is. Nighttime anyway. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to. I don't want to be too descriptive and all that.
Yeah.
But this
we'll talk after this.
This chick, ended up torpedoing the rest of my night because she would not get out of the car. Was being lippy with people who got in the car, and every ounce of my being wanted to choke her out and just throw her out in the street, but I couldn't because it was cold, and that's not what we do.
So she's in the ride along at this point?
Yes, and won't get out. And she's like, "Call Ron, tell him who it is." And I'm like, Are you insane?
Are you insane? No.
No.
Number one, he wouldn't give a shit.
Exactly. I'm like, you want to call it a hotline? Hey, it's me. Fuck off.
Yeah.
So it's this. I lost the last half of my life. I'm not even sure what the hell is even going with this anymore. I'm so pissed off now. But that's how it ended my Tuesday night. It was like I had a decent night going, and I see her, and I'm like, all right, she's a mess most of the times, but if I can just, I'm assuming she's staying at the Dunes or she's staying at the Sandcastle. She would have made, no, but she's done this where she gets stranded out here because she lives in town, and she didn't pay for the ride because her card wouldn't work at the ATM at the Circle K.
Oh, of course it wouldn't.
After she disappeared into the bathroom at the Circle K for 20 minutes.
You took her downtown?
Yes, dude, because she would not get out of the car. I should have just called the cops. I should have just called the cops.
You took her down there?
Yes. And Ron knows this chick. Ron's here in the street. I had to take her downtown. I'm not going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say where or anything like that. But I just hit, a very specific place downtown. And
I'm not picking her up again without $40,
dude.
Or ever. I don't care about money.
As far as eating, I guess I was going back to eating it. I don't know what we charge to really go downtown because we never go downtown anymore.
That's not a service you provide.
Yeah. Well, not this way in this manner.
Not at 2:20 on a Tuesday in the winter.
As soon as I'm going across Lazarod Creek, my phone is blowing the F up. And I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was just so tired, but I don't know why.
Kelly.
I don't know. After the police incident, there were a couple months, a couple other things since then, dude. I just been lately. I've been like, I was trying to do something nice, and I'm going to tell Ron about this, and you'll get paid, but I'm going to give money to Ron. I'm like, fine, don't give the money to Ron. Give me the money. I don't care.
I'd rather just not see you again.
Yeah. I said, you live downtown now. There's 500 bars. Drink downtown. Don't come out here and become our problem. I'm stuck now. Now I'm your problem.
I didn't bring you down here.
And apparently, I think Dave had gotten her an Uber or something. Or this is what I heard. Her tell that maybe she'd gotten an Uber, but the Uber got there and was like, no.
I love that.
I heard that's a wrinkle I heard a little later on, but
dang,
they're pretty like the Uber showed up and they're like, just no. But didn't get any money for it. It didn't kill my night. It's like the lights are on.
Yeah,
hot water's hot. Kitty's got food. It's just, but that was a long shot on me. I'm sorry. But,
no, that's great. No, but, I had not heard this story.
Well, it's all okay, dude. It's just. I haven't had. I was laughing so hard at the other things. It's like I haven't had a funny bone in like 5 days.
Oh yeah.
Nothing. I'm laying at home just with a grimace on my face, like that's not funny.
Watching like World War II documentaries
Pretty much
about
anything in black and white. But this chick who I picked up before, who's paid. She's not a. It's like she's kind of a slot machine where sometimes, man, tonight she's a 20, or tonight she's just gonna get out and walk away like she forgot the ride for.
But you knew the capacity was there for her to be a very bad pain in the ass.
She was. That's why I had. I was like, you know what? I put one group of girls in the car with her, which was a pit of vipers immediately. Thank God, got the 3 of them out, like almost like doing the whole wasn't you. It's her.
Sorry, guys. Yeah,
that kind of thing. Almost feeling like I should drive for free. This chick was a pain in the ass.
Now you know. Straight
I
to the
probably
police.
lost between that bullshit ride or not. I probably lost somewhere between maybe $50 or $60.
Yep.
Maybe.
But really, is it the money you lost or a piece of your heart, a piece of your soul?
Well, I got to do it again tonight, and I'm fine. Don't think I'm unhappy to see you.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's something we can look forward to. All right, I got to stop it for a second. Stop it first, because all right, last week.
If you know.
No, last week when I played Bad Boys on the podcast for 8 seconds, it got flagged.
You said you did mention that you like. Hopefully, it was.
It got flagged, but it said it flagged it, but it said the artist allows people to use it. It's like, why'd you flag me then?
It's friendly reminder.
Well, because on YouTube, there's a 3-strike policy, they'll kill your channel if you have too many of them.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like, well, it was just scary to see the red dot on there. Well, now we got something to look forward to. In 2 days' time, we'll be going to Athens, Georgia.
Well, if you know that beat, you know that beat.
Yeah, to see UMphrey's McGee.
Yeah.
Or some of our friends call him Humphreys McGee. And when's the last time you saw them, buddy?
Here in Savannah. Their first show in Savannah. So I guess it's been a year and a half. It's
been a couple years for me, buddy.
2 years. Yeah.
My favorite band, I haven't seen them in a couple years. What the hell?
Time marches on. No, well, dude, I didn't see Panic every day for a year, whatever. It happens.
Yeah, do. And just not to me normally. From like 2007 until 2020, I probably saw them at least 5 times a year.
Yeah.
It's maybe more.
That's fair.
Depending on festivals.
I was there for a good
I don't know if that's a cool thing or not.
No, it was. Dude, that was a hell of a run.
It was a good run.
That was a hell of a run.
They had a hell of a run.
Dude,
we had a
great
good
stories. I wouldn't trade the 5, 6, 7 years there. That stretch.
That's where we really solidified a lot of really close friendships of ours.
Then COVID happens, things splintered, and things, everything became a little different.
A little different, man. Yeah, you're right. That's okay, though. Time does march on.
There was about a 3-year gap between COVID and whatever first lockdown, the last time I saw them, and the first one I went to was their second time they did the drive-in shows. And,
the Atlanta Motor Speedway driveway.
And I was thinking, man, was it all fashion? Was it the drugs?
Yeah.
Was it that good still? Five notes in, I'm like,
I don't have to be on anything.
Yep.
But I will be.
Yes. But exactly. But dude, it's good.
You don't need the accoutrements to enjoy it, but they don't hurt.
Yeah, and I don't get up to Athens that much, but I know you used to live there.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been to the theater since
Yeah.
The last time I went to
Yeah. Well,
if that makes any sense.
we're gonna. I don't know, man. What's like 5.5 hours to get up there?
Yeah, it's over about 5 hours. Yeah. Just depends.
Yeah. Probably gonna be a little nippy.
On a Thursday evening, though, I think it'll be pretty smooth sailing on those country-ass roads. Because once you go up 16 and get to 15, then it's...
Do you know how to do it? Like, no
I know
GPS?
kind of how to do it by heart, yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering.
You talking about the road up there?
Yeah. You might be doing some driving.
It's the scenic route.
Yeah. Well, I know it is.
16 to 15, where you go through every little town.
Well, we did the last time I did it. Me and Gulliver and Wink. I say Wink. He was sleeping in the back seat. Me and Jesse talked the whole time. But it was like 5 change. It was a haul.
Yeah.
But probably about the longest turn. Burn.
Well, we're going, buddy.
Damn right.
Well,
and we're staying the night.
Well, okay. Well, that's about it for us today. Sorry, we're a little discombobulated. Well, I hope you feel better, man. Pee it all out. Get it all loosed.
Thanks for that. No,
just loosen it up. Drink some green tea.
My back's just sore. Just something new.
Carrying the burden of these downtown wanting to go some bitches.
I just need to sit up straight.
All right, I'll tell you what you need to do. Okay, take it from Coach Nick Saban. You stand up straight. You drink your green tea. I want you to go get that cranberry juice that tastes like shit in the glass bottle. It's called Knutson's or something like that.
It's a Pedialyte.
Maybe get you a little Pedialyte, and then take you some castor oil and put it on top of a spoonful of sugar with some anisette.
I'll tell you, man, it's great to have water, and I feel bad for people in California that don't, as I'm complaining about drinking tap water for 2.5 days. But
you ain't going to have to worry about that after January 20th. Buddy.
That's right. And we're out.
And we're out. Bye. We love y'all.